Let's talk about some tech memes, shall we? I mean, I saw this video when I was browsing YouTube where a guy is just plugging his GPU into the wall. Now, obviously, it's fake, it's meant as a joke, but that got me thinking like how close we've actually gotten to this being a reality soon. I mean, modern graphics cards consume so much power that in the future, we might as well be better off directly plugging them to the wall instead of buying bigger and bulkier power supplies. So you might be wondering, why do GPUs even need that much power? Even laptop GPUs nowadays easily draw up to 150 watts, so what's going on? Well, you see, the answer is quite simple. It's mainly because of how GPUs are built. Well, firstly, they are physically bigger than a CPU. They are actually bigger with more components, and these components are the transistors that make up those computational models or cores. A GPU has way more cores than a CPU. Like a CPU, for example, like the Ryzen 7 has octa-core, 8 cores and 16 threads, whereas a GPU can have thousands of cores. Those individual cores are not powerful enough to do many things like a CPU can, but they are amazing at parallel processing. So those individual cores can handle many small calculations simultaneously. That has paved the way for complex calculations such as light reflection in a 3D environment. NVIDIA's ray tracing, for example. A CPU can technically pull it off, but it can never do it at a frame rate that a GPU can do. I mean, think about it. If you're playing a game that's kind of producing 120 frames per second and it has ray tracing, that means your GPU has to process thousands of ray traced calculations every second for every frame. So if there are 120 frames, it's calculating 120 times per second. Those individual calculations may not need much processing power, but there are thousands of such calculations that need to be done at the same time. That's the power of a GPU. And if for some reason the hardware is not capable enough to calculate that many, your frame rate drops. And since the GPU has so many more transistors, it obviously needs more power and produces more heat. Therefore, the bodies are so much bigger and need that much more drastic cooling. But that still doesn't address the issue, like graphics cards are getting bigger and bulkier with their cooling components and are drawing more and more power each year. What do we do about that? Well, as this comment suggests, cloud gaming is a real solution and it's gonna be way more useful going forward. See, till now we have been able to realistically power GPUs kind of with our PSUs. But going forward, that may not be the case anymore. The industry has kind of lost the sense of overkill and they're continuously pushing it. Not only are these GPUs getting hard to source, but they're getting hard to power and maintain. They produce a ton of heat, they consume a ton of power, may not be for everyone. And we've actually talked about a service that can solve this problem, like airgpu, for example. They provide high quality 4K gaming PCs which you can connect to remotely and pay by the hour. You don't have to own any hardware, just a reliable internet connection. It's as simple as heading over to airgpu.com, creating an account, loading like a couple of bucks in your account, even $15 goes a long way, creating a machine with one of the latest GPUs available, and then use Parsec to connect to those machines. Parsec is a software that allows you to connect to remote desktops, like you can connect to a PC somewhere else. So you're going to be using that to play games on your PC. You're essentially connecting to a remote PC on airgpu server and you're paying by the hour to use their hardware. And I've made a video already, it works really well as you've seen. Like I said, the only thing you need is a reliable, speedy internet connection, at least around 20-30 Mbps. Owning a reliable internet connection is far easier than owning a GPU nowadays. So cloud gaming, like with airgpu, is a very real thing. I've actually partnered with airgpu to give you some exclusive discounts, so if you use the link in the description, you will save some money there. A bunch of you have used my last link and it seems like you're having a good experience. If you have any feedback, please let me know, I'll pass it on to them. And after all, it's a fully fledged PC available to you for access, so you don't have to play games, you can do any other GPU intensive activity on it. So there you have it. That's what we talked about. Why do GPUs consume so much more power and why cloud gaming will be a lot more relevant going forward. I hope you found this helpful. Let me know if you have any questions and I guess I'll see you on Discord.